Hello everybody, I hope you're doing fantastically well. It is Connor and we are back here live at Elland Road for your Wolverhampton Wanderers preview. Listen, massive game for Leeds United this weekend. Team news has come in. Unfortunately, our boy Calvin Phillips is going to be missing out. A sunny day, a beautiful day, but the sunshine hasn't been brought to that press conference. I will tell you that for a fact because I was praying to see my boy Calvin in the midfield. That connectivity between defence and attack, that steel in the midfield, the distribution of Pirlo taken from us for this game, and it's going to be a real task in the central midfield capacity with the likes of Dendoncker, Ruben Neves and João Moutinho streaming through that central space. And don't get me wrong, it is going to be tough for Leeds this weekend, but there is once again a ray of positivity. The Brazilian beauty in Raphinha is back in contention. That unpredictability, that X factor, that man who can make anything happen. But by God, I'll tell you this, my man needs some help. He needs some serious help in that creative department. You know, there's a lot of people talking about potentially Raphinha in the 10. Harrison on the left-hand side, you know, James on the right. You know, there's a lot of people talking about Harrison maybe going left-back with Junior Firpo being out for 2 weeks alongside Patrick Bamford and Luke Ayling. All great shouts, but I think what Marcelo is going to do is he's going to stick with Raphinha on the right, Harrison on the left, Dan James on the bench. I think he's going to go Rodrigo up front. We need to see more. I want to see more from this Leeds United side. That Southampton performance was nothing less of a disgrace. We can talk about 6 players out here and there, but I've seen Leeds United with an absolute mountain of injuries before. And the basic premises we've seen come out of this Leeds United squad, even with the injuries: effort, endeavour, energy and passion for the shirt. That's not what I saw against Southampton. It was players sort of meandering around the pitch with an acceptance that we'd lost the game so early on. I don't want to see that ever again in a Marcelo Bielsa side, and I'm sure the Argentine gave them a dressing down at the end of that game. But it's a beautiful day here at Elland Road. I'm hoping it's going to be something similar at the weekend, and this place to be absolutely packed. The Peacock to be full, Billy's Bar to be teeming, and Leeds United ultimately to get the victory. What other things have we seen today? With Bamford out, as I've just touched on, Rodrigo's going to be going up top. Now, what can we expect from that? Well, what I don't want to see Leeds do is these hoof balls that we kept doing against Southampton. Now, the reason we were doing hoof balls against Southampton, in my personal opinion, is because we're playing a 3-3-1-3. What do you do in a 3-3-1-3? Well, you get the ball out wide, or the centre-backs essentially go long. They go direct like we did against Southampton last time. There is no midfield in the 3-3-1-3. Hence why Leeds fans, and I'm sure Leeds players, don't like it. It bypasses the midfield completely. And that's why I don't think Calvin Phillips, bless him, would have made that much of a difference last weekend, because he'd have been isolated, and I think Leeds United would have continued the game plan to go carrying on to go long to Rodrigo, which seemed to carry on until the latter stage of that Southampton match. So there needs to be a change. There needs to be something different. And I want to see just the old Leeds United back. I want to see a 90-minute performance, which I can be proud of. I've not seen that yet this season, and it's difficult for me to get my head around that from my side finishing 9th last season. You know, winning 7 of the last 10 games. I mean, how far away does that seem, everybody? How far away does that run seem? You know, where we're beating Tottenham, we're drawing against Chelsea, Manchester United and Liverpool, we're beating Manchester City away from home. It seems absolutely huge. And don't get me wrong, the Premier League's improved. Of course it has. We can see that even with the lower league sides. I think even your Crystal Palaces, your Wolves, all these sides have improved drastically. And Leeds, with the threadbare squad, with the thin squad, are always going to come unstuck. I said this last season and got pelters for it. Leeds were massively lucky in the injury department last season. You look at the longevity in the side of players like Raphinha and Calvin Phillips. We were very, very lucky. Now we're feeling the burn right now, aren't we? Because our 2 starlets are out of the side, and even Patrick Bamford, who we all keep forgetting about, 17 goals last season, out of the side. We were told that Calvin Phillips was going to be rested and not taken on international duty so he could rest and recover, but that's not happened. Well, it has happened, but it's an extended period of time which we don't want, we don't need. We need Calvin in that midfield. We haven't. I think we're going to have to deal with a Pascal Strout performance in there, which, God bless him, he can't really fulfil in my personal opinion. Patrick Bamford, it was said to be a month after Newcastle, and then he was going to be appearing for Leeds. it's over a month now and we've not seen him again. And sometimes it is that frustrating thing of being a Leeds fan where we get told that, there's injuries for this period of time, a la Adam Forshaw, and it's happened with Calvin before, it's certainly happened with Bamford before, and it always seems to be an extended period of time. Junior Firpo barely had an injury record on his list before coming to Leeds, and now suddenly he's in this training regime of Marcelo Bielsa's, which seems to be hard and tough every single day, and he's picking up knocks here, there and everywhere. But listen, I don't want this to be doom and gloom. We've got a Premier League football match. We waited 16 years for this. And I don't want to be doom and gloom. I was doom and gloom on the debrief. If you guys haven't checked out the debrief, what are you doing? Go check it out every Monday with myself, Brownie and KG. Did really well, loads of great comments on there, but we seemed a bit down, and we are a bit down because, listen, I try to be positive, but they're not giving me anything at the minute, and I need to be G'd up. I need something down here where I can come down and watch my side, and I can really be proud of the performances. And I look at some of the starts this year, even the cup competitions, and Leeds just haven't got going at all. We can't wait for players to adapt. We can't wait for players to come back. It's 8 games, then it's going to be 15, then 20 games. There's a lot of people saying it's only 8 games in, it's a 38-game season, 30 games left. Well, okay, but how long are we going to be waiting? Are we going to judge it in 2 games' time, which is in a week if you include this Wolves game? We're going to be judging this Leeds United team collectively, all together, very, very soon, because 10 games in is normally a great measure on if you're going to stay in the Premier League or not. So I want to see something. I want to see Rodrigo score. I want to see Dan James score. I want to see Jack Harrison get at the fullbacks. I thought Harrison was poor, and sometimes I think Harrison gets away with it a little bit. Don't get me wrong, 16 goal contributions last season. However, you judged on a game-by-game basis for me. A lot of people judge it on, just stats from seasons gone by, but Jack Harrison, I need to see a little bit more from him. He was fit and ready and raring to go against Southampton, and he didn't take the mantle. That's what I said in my preview. Jack Harrison's been in this side for so long now. I want to see when players are out, I want to see Jack Harrison take it. Take that lead going forward. I don't think he's ever done that for me in a Leeds United shirt. I think there's always star-studded players around him, and Jack Harrison is incredible at being part of that star-studded offensive lineup. But when he's by himself, and other players are out, he doesn't show it enough for me. So I want Jack Harrison to take the mantle today. At the weekend. I know Raphinha's going to be back, so that's going to help him. But we need to see a little bit more of that. As I've just said, Rodrigo, massive. Jamie Shackleton, there's definitely a shout for him to go in central midfield for me. I loved him against Fulham. Thought he had a bit of Joshua Kimmich about him. A lot of you will laugh at that, and it is quite a funny and an obscure comment, but what I'm trying to say is it's how industrious he is in that midfield, how good he is on the ball. He's like a little terrier, very Harrison Reed-esque, who we're all calling for to be signed by Leeds United. Summer's gone by. So there's an option. Leeds have options in that midfield. You can't believe it, but we actually do. Shackleton, Lewis Bate, who just looks better and better and better in the under-23s. Calm on the ball, which none of our midfielders seem to be. Composed, able to distribute miles left, right. Chelsea's under-18 captain offered a new contract by Chelsea. Turned down. You look at Livramento last week against Leeds, 17 years of age. And he ran that game from right back. And he's playing for Southampton week in, week out. Can we never see Lewis Bate at 19 years of age in this Leeds United side? I understand he's got to get used to the system, but by God, pressure makes diamonds, as they say. So, yeah, it's a massive game for Leeds. I'd love to see Forshaw be included in some capacity as well. Whether or not he's going to start in the central midfield is up for debate, but he's the most experienced guy there. And there's battles across the pitch. There's not that much depth. You're going to see a bench which is going to be absolutely depleted. But positively, the starting 11 against West Ham United wasn't great at all. Let's be honest. Wasn't great at all. Raphinha was there, but we're struggling in terms of numbers, and Leeds put in a really, really surprising performance and should have come out with a draw against West Ham. So, listen, the performances have to improve. Roberts has to be better. Click has to be better. Jack Harrison has to be better. Dan James has to be better. The midfield as a whole has to be better. There's a lot of people coming out and blaming the defence. Well, how can you defend with nothing in front of you to protect you? And that's my big thing. Leeds United's midfield is like a chasm at the minute, and that needs to drastically improve. So I'm not going to be there at the weekend. I am going away, but I'm going to be watching. But to add to that, I'm also not going to be. I might do a review of the game. I'll try my best. But what we're going to do is we are going to be there doing a debrief on Monday. Make sure you're there to catch up with me, Brownie and KG. If I don't do a review on the Saturday or the Sunday, obviously the Monday will be the first time you hear from me. But the debrief's becoming a weekly thing. Over 7,000 of you have watched it. Some really good comments on there, so make sure you go back and check that out if you want some additional One Leeds content. Guys, thank you so much, and I'll see you in a bit.